Yeah, let's go. Right. Let's get down to business. So, obviously, I'm the most educated person when it comes to Crash Bandicoot. So, clearly, I can create a fucking tier list of the best characters in this franchise. And that's what I'm going to do. And I'm streaming this, so chat can participate. But for now, I'll just fuck around a bit, and yeah, we'll see what comes of it. Yeah, and I'm gonna upload this to YouTube, and once I do, you won't be able to know what happens in chat, obviously. So you will have to watch this on Twitch or something. And oh yeah, and Pi is obviously totally up there, but thankfully I had this original idea of creating a tier list, and I didn't steal it from anyone, so that's what I'm gonna do, and I hope this will be a great experience for all of us. So right off the bat, the big boy himself, fucking Crash the fucking Bandicoot. Let's put it really simple. It's a straight up F, because like fucking that's a bullshit character. I mean, does he really ever do anything? Not really. Nothing of importance, at least. So let's just continue. That's the boring shit anyway. So we can just continue on to the next. I have all the characters jumbled up in this hot mess over here, so we can really do anything. I can take any of these characters, and there are so many layers, you don't even know how many characters there are. I did exclude the Titans, because if anyone wants to see that, I can make a separate tier list for that, because it's been established that I'm the best person at Crash of the Titans, and I am also very good in Mind Over Mutant, because there are so many players of that game. Right. Either way, let's just start with this guy. This is fucking what's this? I don't even know which which one of the two chickens it is, but it's one of the two. It's fucking. They're called Chick, Gizzard Lips, and Stew. I have no idea which one of the two he is, but both of them were pretty funny. But I guess one of them was funnier than the other. I'm gonna guess that this is the less funny one, but I have no idea. So let's just put him on A. And the other one is gonna come to S, obviously, because if a character is funny, then he's straight up S. Right. Next one. This is fucking I'm not looking at my notes. I'm just thinking by looking down on my table. So this is clearly our beloved Amy from CTR, and unbeknownst to some people, maybe these lovely trophy girls, they all have different personalities, because they have different epilogues in the credits. Or not necessarily epilogues, but there's this little text that tells you what these characters did after CTR. And she became a racer herself, which admittedly for a racing game is pretty fucking boring. So maybe not quite as boring as Crash Bandicoot himself, but no, she's just gonna go to E, I guess. E is a good spot. Right. Next up we have Victor, I think. Yes, this is Victor. Victor's like the typical evil dude. Not really that funny, but sometimes he's funny. I feel like a D. D is a D for decent. He's a decent character, so D. Let's continue. Who shall we pick? If you want any specific character that you see in this mess, then just post it in the chat and I'll pick that character next. But for now, let's just take the one on top, which is the Grandmaster fucking Velo. Emperor Velo, the 27th or some shit. I have no idea. I think he has a Russian accent or something. At least in the German dub. He probably has one in the English one as well. Or something like Eastern European at least. They all sound the same anyway. So let's just fucking say, because of that thing alone and the hot plot twist at the end, that he's not actually this big fat guy, but instead he's like a small dude who's just controlling this as a robot suit. You know, he's sick. So S is perfect. S for fucking super. Right. Who do we have next? Oh, this is a great character, even a fucking great character. This is fucking. Who is this? Wait, no, this is not Amy. This is Amy. Whoops. Yeah, this is a great start. No, this one. Oh no. Okay, no. We'll disregard that. This is Amy, so she's the shitty race, so she's gonna be E. This, on the other hand, is Liz. Liz. Now she is quite the hot character, dare I say, because she is starring in Bandicoot after CTR. Now, I don't know how successful her career was, but given that she never appeared in a Crash game again, I can either deduce that it was successful and she doesn't give a shit about the Crash games, or it was super bad and she just died. Either or, she did the right decision and dropped the fucking Crash franchise. Although she might be coming back in Nitro Fueled, of course, but we don't talk about that now because it doesn't exist yet. So she dropped the franchise, so that's definitely a plus in my eyes. So we'll put her into the A category. A for a genius. Right. Next up, Uka Uka. Wow, now that's quite the fan favorite. And I'm not quite sure what to think about this character so far. Because, you know, okay, there's this one game. It's called Crash Mind of a Mutant. And it is revealed because Happy Mother's Day to it was like 2 days ago, but happy belated Mother's Day, because in Mind of a Mutant it was revealed, I believe, that Uka Uka had a lovely gift for his mother, and Aku Aku reveals that that gift was socks. So I think for this genius A+ comedy, he gets an A+ rating. Oh, by the way, I don't do any of this half-assed shit of half S, half A category. I'm not gonna put this like in between here or some shit. No, we don't do that shit. Not at Twitch TV/Mr. NoJoJoJo, or alternatively youtube.com/PeteThePlayer. We don't do that here. Either way, let us continue. So, who do we have here? This is the other evil twin, or should I say, the funny twin. Funny because he's obviously in the S category. Moritz is a funny dude. Funny dudes belong to S. Right. Was this? Oh yeah. This is torn. I'm not allowed to show this too big because You know, you could see something and then it's like gonna demonetize like everything for sexual content. Either way, she has two very, very S-rated arguments going for her, so she definitely comes into the S category. Also, obviously, fucking a great character development is great. Just look at the manga. Don't watch the anime. The anime is awful. Just read the manga. She drops fucking this boy here, Crash Bandicoot, at the bottom, and for Pinstripe, get that, and that's in the manga. That's amazing, isn't it? Anyways, now do we have more? We have more, and this is Tiny Tiger. Now he's not quite as tiny as his name implies, and I attribute that to the wave of fake news that we still have to endure nowadays. So I think at this point, it's a joke. It's not super funny. It's a little bit funny. So you can just shove it into like B or something. This looks good. Good to me. Let me shrink him down a bit. I might have to shrink down all of these because I have no idea how many characters these are. But yeah. Oh yeah, this definitely is the deepest character analysis of all Crash Bandicoot characters. Now, since we talked about Tawna, Pinstripe, he got Tawna in the end. And it is revealed in the story of Crash Boom Bang that they're still together. And yeah, Pinstripe scored. So I mean, he did score the ex-girl, the girlfriend of Crash Bandicoot. So it's not like the best thing, but Tawna's pretty nice. So let's just put him into A, I guess. This looks good to me. Right. What else do we have? This is Ripperoo. Oh yeah, that's that. Now that, friends, is a fan favorite. Ripperoo is pretty crazy, I think. I heard that's his gimmick, so we'll just put him to C for crazy. I think that fits his character really, really well and his personality. Like, he has so much personality, you don't even believe it. So, anyway, still missing from Nitro Fueled as far as we know, but this might change by the day, but for now, we don't know if this guy is a Nitro Fueled, but this is Penta Penguin, our lovely character, who is heavily overpowered in the PAL version of CTR, but not so much on NTSC. So, I'm assuming Penta Penguin is going to end up in category... That's a tough one, because he's quite the deep character. It is rumored that Penta Penguin is indeed the penguin in the Dingodile fight, but who knows? Is Japanese Ripperoo canon? I have no idea. Is he canon? I don't think we discuss canon and non-canon in this. I think everything matters. All of the different sides of the characters, they're all being respected here. So, Penta Penguin, since he's the best racer, I think, at least in the PAL version, B for best racer is a good category. So I'll just put him there. Now, who do we have here? Oh, it's Pura. Isn't Pura fucking cute? It's an Once again, a fan favorite character. We all like Pyrrha, and he/she. I think it's not quite. I don't think the games really completely agree on a gender of this character, or for this character. But well, Tiny didn't go to B because he's the best racer. He just went to B because of other reasons. So there are no two best racers. OC. Please pay attention. Pay attention to my arguments here. Anyways, Pyrrha. Pyrrha is a. It's difficult to pinpoint where Pyrrha should belong. To be fair, it's just a copy of Polar for Crash 3, so not really that interesting. Pyrrha is, I believe Pyrrha is a male in some games and female in others. Stated in some manuals or in-game. I don't think it's ever stated in-game, actually. So it's, the only source really are the manuals. That's the only official source. So I would say that because we're not so sure Pyrrha really belongs a couple of categories down. I don't know. We at Twitch TV/Mr. No Jojo, we are not one of we aren't these non-binary folks. So calm your feminism, but yeah, you know, we're all Nazis, so we don't accept gender fluidity in this tier list. It's either you know what you are or you don't, and I think I know that Pyrrha is an E. Either way, let's continue. Polar. Now Polar is a completely different character from Pyrrha. The reason is because Polar actually shows up in Twinsanity's birthday party and legitimately wants to actually kill Crash with the baseball bat. Which makes him a really sympathetic character, in my eyes at least. So I'm just gonna... I'm sorry, he's a straight up A. If you don't like Crash, then that's A-okay. Now, oh, here comes the big boy. Does he really need any kind of introduction? I think it's very obvious where Neocortex stands, especially since I've already gotten a couple of haircuts from him. Neocortex is clearly the best character in the franchise. I think if there was like an S+ category, he would literally be the only one on top. Now, Komodo Joe. Komodo Joe presumably killed his brother so he could participate in CTR, which is why Komodo Mo doesn't show up in the original CTR. We have yet to find out if this is retconned in Nitro Fueled. It might as well be, but we don't know yet. So we'll have to see. But Komodo Joe, for killing his brother, I don't agree with violence like that just so he can do a shitty race against some other green dude. What is this, like Battle of the Greens? I don't like that. I don't like greens, so straight up F tier. Goodbye, Komodo Joe. Now, if you haven't seen a fleshed out character yet on this list, then oh my god, this guy is super fleshed out. This character has so many layers, and he actually goes to Hollywood, believe it or not. And that's the reason why he definitely belongs into the A category. He's not quite S, because S requires you to genuinely be funny in some way, shape, or form. And Koala Kong really isn't quite that funny. But he did hit it big, kind of. So let's just put him there. Next up is Big Norm. Now Big Norm, he's a funny character. And what do we say? Funny characters belong to S. No questions asked. Now, this is juicy. Now this is Pyro from Wrath of Cortex. Pyro is voiced by Mark Hamill, who is essentially Luke Skywalker. Mark Hamill does not like The Last Jedi, and neither do I. So that makes Pyro super cool, and straight up S, of course. So let's continue. Now, this is the other chicken guy. Since this one is funny, but not super funny, he's A, but this is the super funny one, I think. Or maybe it's the other way around. I have no idea which one's who. I don't even know. I mean, one of them is called Chick Gizzard Lips, and the other one's called Stew, but I have no idea who's who. So, yeah, fuck that. Right, let's just knock this out of the park. This is Mega Mix from Crash Bandicoot XS, or The Huge Adventure if you're from the US, or Crash Bandicoot Advance if you're from Japan. And quite the lackluster design, but kind of cool concept. It's just that at the end, Mega Mix just sort of disappears, and or not disappears, but he just splits up into the characters again. So I don't like the continuity there. So I'm gonna put it to C for continuity, which should definitely be respected here a bit more. But for now, I think that's a decent category for him. Now, Nina Cortex. She's not quite funny. She's not fun to play as. Although I guess you could arguably say playing as Arachnina in Titans is sort of fun. But she's a decent racer in CBNK2, I think. At least that's the one I got most acquainted with. So I'm just going to put her into the B category. I think it's a decent middle ground, but one of the better characters, I think. And it's B for one of the better categories. So we can continue. Now this is our great friend Entropy. Entropy is, he does the whole time travel shit. Time travel is epic and everything, but the problem is time travel fucks with the story and doesn't really make sense. So I don't like that. So D category it is. Now, normal Norm, or small Norm, or just Norm. I have no idea what to call him now. In CNK, on the GBA, his name is just Norm. And this guy in the S category, that's Big Norm. Now, I don't like how Big Norm has to specify that he's the big one, and the other one is just the normal one. So this is just this. I feel like Norm is having a certain thin privilege over Big Norm, and that's definitely not something that I can agree with. So he definitely belongs into the glorious F category. Right. Let's continue. Now who's this? This is fucking what's her name? Isabella. That's Isabella. Okay. and she got a role in Bay Waters. Now that's a fantastic TV show, and interestingly enough, there's also a Titan in Crash of the Titans DS whose name is like a reference to David Hasselhoff, but I'm the proper name escapes me right now. But I don't know if they starred together in this Bay Waters show, but either way, she just seems like a bad version of Torna, really. So she's just gonna end up being in the E category. Right. Now this is not nearly the end. Now this guy we all know and love. It's Nitrous Oxide, the main villain of CTR, and also CTR Nitro Fueled. And clearly one of the villains in Crash Bash. He's the final boss even. Although, let's be real, the final boss is the Platinum Relic of Embolism, so let's not talk about that. I think Oxide, he's a pretty fast character. He is S for super fast. And yeah. Oh yeah, and Natty, you're bringing up a perfect point. Oxide wants to enslave the entire planet, but not for no reason, but for a very, very good and economic reason, and that is to build a freaking parking lot, or to turn the Earth into a parking lot for all his cars that we all see, obviously, in all of the Crash games. So, yeah, super plan, very deep character, so S rank, definitely. Right. Now, this is Wawa from The Wrath of Cortex. Now, the problem I have with Wawa is, you have these bosses in video games that you just couldn't beat as a kid, and then when you revisit them, you have like this little bit of PTSD type of thing where you just feel like, oh shit, this guy was so bloody hard. The problem with Wawa is I couldn't beat him as a kid, except when I did, and then I never really had any problems with him ever again. So he didn't deliver on the PTSD. So that's a straight up F tier. Okay, next up, Zem. Now Zem, I would dare to say he might as well just join his fellow Gasmoxian fucking Dick Lord over there, but I mean he is quite the deep character with so much backstory. But the problem is I don't like this face. So I'm just gonna put him to F for get a new face. Now, next up, Komodo Mo. Komodo Mo has been wronged in this franchise so much, so I don't feel he's quite as bad as his bro down here, but he's not really good either. So I feel like D is a decent middle ground again for him. So let's put him there. Who do we have here? This is fucking oh yeah, this is obviously Megumi who couldn't know Megumi, who couldn't recognize her immediately. This beautiful face, this person, she kind of established her own perfume brand called Bandicoot, and I don't like French, so F for French, also F for fuck French, so none of that. Next up, also it's spelled wrong, so because it's spelled Odecoot, but you know the French would spell it O as an EAU. So yeah, I don't tolerate that. Anyways, next character is Zam. Now Zam, you see Zem over here. Zem looks like he looks kind of like OG Loke from San Andreas. He's like all muscly and shit. But Zam, at least Zam is kind of cute. Zam is like a cute version of Komodo Mo, but he's not really cute. So he's like fake cute. So I'm just gonna put him next to Komodo Mo himself, and then you can compare the two a bit more easily and tell which one you like more or less, which one you think is more cute, and which one, you know, doesn't appeal to you. Anyways, next character is Fake Crash. Now this character tries to be funny, and this character is very beloved. Once again, one of the fan favorites, like so many of these characters are. It's like Crash Bandicoot only consists of fan favorite characters even. But Fake Crash is he doesn't really do anything. And yeah, that really is everything. It depends if in Nitro Fueled they add the way you unlock him from Nitro Kart GBA, because I really like that. But so far, nothing on that. So he's just gonna be like a middle fucking C tier. Oh no, yeah, Natty, you are bringing up a perfect point. He's really just another Crash, so but a fake one. So F for fake and F for being Crash. So fuck him. That's how quickly you can change your mind. Now, we're gonna have Rocco over here. Rocco, I frankly don't know that much about him, and I don't know who's voicing him, so anything in the middle is probably fine. So C tier, here we go. Now this character, this is Yaya Panda, whom you may or may not know, but most people probably won't know Yaya Panda, because she's an exclusive character to CBNK 3D and CBNK 2. But unfortunately, there's not that much else to note about this character. But I have pretty high hopes that they're gonna add it to Nitro Fueled as a DLC, for instance. So I'm just gonna put her into D for DLC, and that's that. Right. Next up is our lovely friend Willy Wonka Cheeks. Now this is quite the insane character, because, or dare I even say, the insane character. Haha. Because he turns out to be unexpectedly the main villain of CTTR. Now, if that isn't a feat, then I don't know what is. It's not quite S tier worthy, but a good A tier, I suppose. Also, yeah, you're right, Das. It's the only Crash character who has actually properly died, on screen at least. But at least that's the only one I can think of for the moment. Maybe there's gonna be another one, but I don't know. Anyways, now the one that everyone has been waiting for. Now everyone is even waiting for this guy to be confirmed for Nitro Fueled. Now the problem with Rillaru is he's a fucking cheater. So cheaters belong to the very bottom. So Rillaru is on par with Crash Bandicoot himself. He is the devil. Now, Pasadena Opossum. I think Pasadena is she's quite the character, I suppose, and for that reason she belongs to C. C for character. Quite the character. Let me resize this properly. Here we go. No. It's not what I want. This is good. More or less. Oh, not quite. Here we go. Perfect. Now we're not even close to the end. Or are we? I have no idea. But let's just continue on. Now here we have our friend Dingodile. Now we all know Dingodile and we all like Dingodile. But does he really belong in a really high category such as S or A just because many people like him? I would say I try to just put him into D for Dingodile, but he's not quite that bad. He doesn't really do that much because he always just gets cucked by Crash. But I think I've said so many buts in the sentence, so B is a good category. What's the character between Moritz and Polar? Where? Oh, that's Torna. That's Torna's concept art. Anyway, here we have Lolo. Now Lolo is Lolo could be a good character, maybe A tier, maybe just B tier. But there's one problem I have with him, and that is he is voiced by Jess Harnell. And if you don't know, Jess Harnell ends up voicing Crash Bandicoot himself in the later games. So that means Lolo is basically Crash Bandicoot. So that just puts him in the F tier. Right. Next up, it's Evil Crash. Now, the difference between Crash and Evil Crash might be quite complex, but if I break it down, it's that Evil Crash is evil. So that means he belongs into category E for evil. I feel like that's a decent argument I have made here. And it's clear as day, just compare the designs, that Evil Crash is obviously the superior design of a regular Crash. So we can just continue on for the next. Now this little guy, that's the cutie that we name Baby T from Crash Bandicoot Warped. And he is in fact so cute that he is, you know, I'm inclined to put him into B for being Baby T and being cute like a baby. But he's actually a bit cuter than a baby, and he's a dinosaur. So this is in fact a very clear A man. Now, next up, we have Rusty Walrus. Now, Rusty Walrus, there is not much that is revealed about this character in Twinsanity, and he only shows up in Twinsanity, unfortunately, for a very, 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 very short amount of time, which is a shame because he just, I don't know, he just sticks out because he's just so good. But there's not much to go by. That's the only problem that I see. What sells it for me, though, is that he needs meat for his pot. None of that vegan shit. So, definitely S category. Right. Now, next up is Papu Papu. Now, there are many things that I like about Papu Papu, and there are many things that I don't like about him. He is quite a decent character, and he shows up in many games and reveals a lot about his personality and his motives in the games. But for now, I think the problem that I see is that he just look at him. It doesn't look that appealing, and for that reason, I think Papu Papu belongs into category D. D for dick. Now, a little lesson for you. Dick, as in the German word for fat, I suppose, because this has nothing to do with dicks, but Papu Papu is dick. Anyway, let's continue. Now, this is recently revealed to be a nitro-fueled Nash. Now, Nash he's like the bastard version, the bastard shark version of Sonic. Now, Sonic is Papu Papu, not dick, more like thick. That's right, Shadart. You're completely right about that. Now, anyway, back to Dash. Definitely quite the good one. I think since he's crazy shark, retarded shark Sonic, and the recent Sonic movie was revealed and had a trailer with extremely good reception. I think this character is also extremely good. Just maybe even better than Sonic himself. So I would rate any Sonic game probably as like a C or D tier. So Shark Sonic is going to be the good old B tier. Yeah, German dick and English thick, they definitely share this the same root. It's not a coincidence that these words sound similar. Anyway, back to characters. Now, this is the Viscount. Now, the Viscount, he only shows up in Crash Boom Bang, which is admittedly one of my favorite games, and obviously, just judging by his design, he is a man who's very high up in the chain. So I think he should be pretty high up in this chain as well, but not quite at the top because I think I'm missing the humor part. Now, I can't recall his motives in Boom Bang in quite thorough detail, so I'm going to just put him into A for now. If Koala Kong isn't S rank, I'm gonna be sad. Okay. Koala Kong didn't make the cut. He's only in A. Sorry. Sorry, but that's just the truth. It's not like this is an objective list. I'm sorry. I'm trying to you know, figure out who truly is worthy of being in the S tier list and who's just not quite as good. And Koala Kong is close, but not quite S. Now, Engine, on the other hand, now to be fair, I have not prepared a joke for this character, but considering that I mean he's a ginger, isn't he? I feel like that just sells it for me personally, because, you know, look at my hair. I think that puts Engine into the A category. I think the hair color itself is not enough, because, to be quite frank, I don't know if he might have just dyed his hair. I don't know if he's a natural ginger, so I don't know how trustworthy he is. He does support the ginger community because clearly he has the hair color, and if he dyed his hair, then he chose this hair deliberately. So that's a good thing to me. Problem is it kind of turns into some dark gray, dark blue-ish type of thing later in the Titans games. So I don't know what to think about that. It makes it kind of suspicious to me. So, but I'll keep it there for now, because for the majority of the games he's still a good old redhead. So very good, very convincing character. Ebenezer Fun Clutch. Now, once again, a very sympathetic character to me, because he's a German, and me, being a German, I support all the German representation in video games and all kinds of media. And I feel like the Germans are superior to all the other nations either anyways. So, yeah. But he's not quite otherworldly superior. So A category it is for him. So let's just continue with that. Now this is our good old friend Geary, who also was revealed to be a nitro fueled, and he likes to clean things. That's his gimmick. That's what he does in Nitro Kart, and that's even what his little henchmen, or rather henchman racers, do in his track in Android Alley. So I feel like the perfect category for him is C for Mr. Clean. Now, next up is Krunk. Krunk from Nitro Kart as well. He was also in the new trailer, and what I like about this character is that he's a funny ape, and that alone is it's, you know, you don't usually get funny animals in Crash Bandicoot games, so I feel like that makes him stand out quite a lot, and that means he's a straight up A tier. Now, let's just go with this one now. I know everyone has been waiting for it. So this is Spyro, if you didn't know. One of my personal favorite Crash Bandicoot characters. He shows up in so many games, and he actually ends up killing Entropy, Entrance, and Jin, and wait, no, and Brio. That's it. Entrance only shows up in the freaking gem, in the gem comic thing, gem extras of Twinsanity. But either way, he does do he does burn them, and they don't show up afterwards in the game. So I'm assuming he killed them. Obviously, there's no real continuity between Twinsanity up to the Titans games, where you see Engine again and later even Brio in Mind of a Mutant. So this can be regarded as non-canon, and sure. Oh, okay. Oh, see, Spyro shows up in Crash Fusion, or also known as Crash Purple, in Nitro Kart on GBA, in what's it called? Twinsanity, obviously, as I mentioned, and naturally he shows up in the Skylanders Imaginators Thump and Wumpa Islands thing. He's a major player in that level. And I guess you can sort of see it as a Crash level, or at least part of the Crash series. And then I believe, he could still show up in Crash Bandicoot, in Crash Nitro Kart, Crash Team Racing, Nitro Fueled. So he's quite the prominent character. But the problem is, one of the people he kills is N-Jin, who is a ginger, so I guess I need to calculate which I haven't rated Entrance yet, but disregarding and then Brio even. But he does kill Entropy, which I guess is quite a good deed. I'm inclined to put him into S for Spyro, obviously, but I think C is a good middle ground once again, as he's higher than Entropy, but not quite as high as Engine. Now we have Dr. Eggman over here, Entrance, and I think Eggman is perfect to join his arch nemesis Sonic over here. So Eggman and Sonic right next to each other, that's perfect. That's exactly the way I want it to be. Now we have Aku Aku. Now, once again, an absolute fan favorite character. I think everybody likes Aku Aku, except me, because he makes me die even when I like fall down a pit. I don't like that. Can you not like act as a hoverboard, so to speak? He's a sort of plank kind of thing. He's a platform and he can float. Why can he not save me from falling down? I'm sorry, I don't like that. But he's not quite bad as Crash, obviously. Even though he protects him, he doesn't do it perfectly. So he's not a 100% supporter, so that pushes him up to E at the very least. Right. Not too many characters left. But oh boy, here come the spicy ones. Now we have Crunch Bandicoot, who was also recently revealed to be in Nitro Fueled. A great character, even. And I like this dashing pose that he has in this picture right here. I feel like that just tells you what great of a character he is and always will be. So, because of that fact alone, he's S for being super strong and super sexy and super crunchy. Now, Farmer Ernest. Now, he is indeed one of the, maybe even, and I'm not quite sure if I'm exaggerating here, but he is one of the most iconic characters in Twinsanity. And he breaks the fourth wall, or rather, he is part of a cutscene where they break the fourth wall. So he's more like a tool to break the fourth wall in that cutscene, and that is exactly what I like. Makes it kind of funny. It's not super funny because he's not the one saying the line. It's Cortex, which is why Cortex is obviously in S. So I think Farmer Ernest is okay, but not the best. I'm just gonna put him to F for Farmer. So now we have the final 3, I believe. Yes, the final 3 characters. Now, these are super difficult to rate. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure. Where to put these. But what I like about Madame Amberly, I'm gonna just gonna start with her now. What I like about Madame Amberly is that she is part of the cutscene where she reveals Cortex's true occupation as a barber. So I'm inclined to put her into B for barber, but she's not the one who's the barber. She's the one who's exposing the barber. So, and it is indeed correct because there is a barber in my town called Cortex. So obviously, this is epic memes for me. So she's just gonna be, I almost want to say E for epic, but obviously she's not bad. And plus, look at that character. If you wouldn't bang her, then I think you'd be gay. So obviously, A. Now, 2 more to go. Now this is, if you don't know, not necessarily many people know this character, but this character is called Embryo. It almost sounds like fetus. It's not a joke from Mind of a Mutant that I stole, not at all. And he is actually quite the funny character in Mind of a Mutant. Why? Just because of that alone, this guy. I mean, as example, he keeps on saying how he invented everything. Isn't that hilarious? It really is. So I feel like that's worthy of being a clear S rank. And now on to the final one, Coco Bandicoot. Now this is a very, 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 very tough one. Coco Bandicoot is, she's quite the prominent character in the series, but the problem is she doesn't really do anything. All she ever does is turn evil, like in Entranced or in Mind of a Mutant. She doesn't really necessarily help out in any meaningful ways, not in any ways that any other characters couldn't do. So, like she has her own park in CTR. You're right, Stabby Magoo. That's a good argument you're making there, but where does that put her? I feel like, the having your own park, that definitely means something. That means you mean business. And just looking at Coco Bandicoot, I think it's pretty obvious that she means business. Now, OC is making a lot of really, really, really good suggestions, such as A for annoying or A for anal. Which, admittedly, she is quite annoying. But she's successful at it, and she has her own park, so that means she has to be successful to even have her own park. So let her be moderately successful in this list as well, and she's gonna be E, not E. I meant to say A for annoying, probably, rather than anal, because we're not furries. Oh yeah, and Crash is also an F because he's a furry. So yeah. Anyway, this is it. This is the entire list. I'm sorry if you disagree. If this is objective and there's no arguing really. So yeah. Let me know if you like this or not. This is the official yeah, you just said it. Yeah, this is the official ranking of all Crash Bandicoot characters. And yeah, if you want to see the tier list for all the Titans in Crash of the Titans and Mind of a Mutant and their subversions on the DS and the GBA and everything, then subscribe and listen to use my Audible fucking code or whatever. So thanks for watching, and yeah.